Well, oh my God, I don't even know what to say. I mean, in the A&M KState video, I said we were going to win 42-20, and in the Big 12 preview, I called KState, quote, fucking awful. And I got it from commenters for both of those statements. Holy shit, we were awful. And I mean, I'm going to say this right now. I didn't see K-State play before this game, and they have some talent. They really do. Brandon Banks is a great player. The running back who absolutely shredded us, a new asshole, Grit, is a really good running back. And they have some talent on the defensive side, too. That said, I still think that game was winnable. Yes, we lost 62-14, but I think talent-wise, we had enough to play with K-State. So where does the problem lie? Is it in the passing game where Gerard Johnson looked pretty much lost in the first half I saw? I actually didn't watch the second half. I've got it recorded. I'll watch that later. But where does the problem lie? That's the real question. I'm not even going to get to the Texas Tech preview probably until Wednesday or Thursday. This was an absolute fucking disaster of a ball game. So where does the problem lie? The easy answer is the offensive line. A lot of people say, well, the O-line's not doing anything. And they're right. The O-line has been miserable. No pass protection. Run blocking has been mediocre at best. So the O-line is one spot to put it at. Number two, like I mentioned after the Okie State video, and we didn't really see this until really the Okie State game, although we saw it in some of the piss-off games, the New Mexico, the UAB, the Utah State, was the run defense. Arkansas, we saw it a little bit, but we didn't see it as much because Ryan Mallett was tearing us up through the air. But Keith Toston last week, and I can't remember the running back's name for K-State. I should, but I don't. But that running back this week, we were absolutely shredded by both running backs. Now, luckily, Texas Tech doesn't run the ball as much. They probably will now. Mike Leach might run the ball 30, 40 times just because he's seen what our defense does against the run. I'm being sarcastic, of course, because that's the next problem, the pass defense. The pass defense made Grant Gregory look like Colt McCoy. And Grant Gregory's good, not Colt McCoy. Grant Gregory's good, not Sam Bradford, who got hurt again. But anyways, we made KSU look like superstars. So we pointed off the offensive line, the run defense, and the secondary. So what else is there? Well, one thing is the youth. I think with an older team, a loss like Arkansas would have motivated them to go out there to beat the hell out of Okie State. And I think an older team would have probably won that game against Oklahoma State. But you have a young team who got absolutely shellacked in their first big-time game. And a young team usually goes, well, shit, now we got to play for a game we can win. And I think they overlooked K-State, which was still, I think, a winnable game, to Iowa State. So I won't be surprised if we get absolutely plastered harder than I thought by Texas Tech next week. But the youth is a problem. A lot of young teams will go, well, we lost. We got to find our own game that we know we can win to get our confidence back, while an older team will say, yeah, we lost. Fuck it, let's go to next week. Let's beat the hell out of the next team. And even if we don't win, if we claw to within a possession of that game, in a game we shouldn't be in, they'll be confident enough to move on next week and keep playing that kind of football. A young team isn't like that. And that's a big problem. I think the fifth and final problem, and I never thought I would say this because I am a Mike Sherman fan, the offensive play calling was miserable. It was bad at Oklahoma State. It wasn't horrible. It kept us in the game. It was bad at Oklahoma State. And this week, the first half I watched was fucking miserable. Unbelievably bad. I mean, and you can quote me on that. If we put up 40 points against Tech and lose 50 to 40, I will still say the play calling is bad with Mike Sherman. It's, I mean, the run game's not working. The short passing game is. So what does Mike Sherman continue to do? Run the football behind an offensive line that can't run block. That's a great idea. Let's take Cyrus Gray and Kristen Michael, two pretty decent running backs. They have talent and they could contribute with a team like Texas or OU. Let's take two solid running backs like Cyrus and Kristen and continue to pound them behind an offensive line with really not much talent outside of Kevin Matthews. I never thought I would see the day where I could just pick 4 players and straight up say, you suck. The offensive line was awful in that first half. Unbelievably bad. So let's just continue to run the ball. And maybe Michael Schumacher will get someone under the knees and Kristen Michael will gain 30 yards. Maybe we'll get that lucky. Instead of the short passing game, which was for a time working, Gerard Johnson was able to hit Easy Wachiku for short passes, was able to get Jamie McCoy occasionally. Those short passes were working. So we decided, let's try to power run it and then go to the vertical game? What the hell? It was unbelievably bad. Nolan Cromwell should be on watch after that play calling. It was atrocious. Bill Snyder's a good coach. Bill Snyder's a great coach, but I don't think they have the talent to beat us 62 to 14. In a young defense, I don't care how young you are, KState, good talent, not 62 points good. In closing, yeah, I look like a jackass for saying that KState was awful, for saying that A&M will win by 20-something points. And I take the blame for that. That's fine. I'm willing to say I was wrong. And congrats to K-State. I mean, now they're 4-3. They look a little bit better for a bowl. And you know what? Why not? Go K-State. Let's see what they can do. But after this game, I'm not sure if A&M will even beat Iowa State. Because Iowa State was playing good football. Sloppy football, but good football. We're playing clean football, but shitty football. I'm not sure. We might lose to Iowa State on Halloween. Now, when the predictions come in about a week and a half, I'll probably change my mind on this. But after watching this game, I don't see a game where I can pinpoint it and say, I guarantee we'll win this game. I really just cannot do it. I can't bring myself to say, we will win any of the next 6 games. We could go 3-9. We really could. And we're a better team than last year. Basically, in short, I know, a little bit late now. O-line sucked. Run defense, atrocious. Pass defense, I'm not even going to put up my hand. Pass defense, fucking miserable. The running game wasn't great, and the play calling was terrible. But you know what? I still hold hope for next week. Probably won't win, probably won't even compete, but I hold hope that we can beat Texas Tech. Probably not going to happen, but I'm hoping for it. Anyways, thanks and gig 'em, Farmers Fight, and thank God I'm watching the Dynamo tomorrow because this game was a piece of shit.